Well, we're 280 kg light. We got quite a bit of gravel back there. All right,
Hit it from back there.
yeah, we got 10 tons in here right now, so. No, that's 3.5 tons less than yesterday. So this is a 30,000 pound load trail dump trailer with two 15,000 pound extra axles. So we'll see. I know it'll dump because we had 3.5 tons in there more than this yesterday. So this is a wireless remote for it. Kind of gets a little jittery. I think it must drop signal enough that it becomes a bit intermittent. A little bit slower than the old dump trailer, but definitely hauls a lot more. So this one here has got a little solar panel up there. It's got hydraulic jacks, a toolbox in there. I gotta open it up here, but it's got a 20 amp inline charger, as well as the wired remote for the jacks in the dump. And you see the ramps underneath there. Great big huge scissor lift, massive compared to the 14 and 21,000 pound dump trailers. Tows beautifully. 12-inch I-beam frame on it. So I'm gonna stick my head under there, but those extra axles with that HDSS suspensions, like pretty much identical to what you'd see on a dump truck pup trailer. Super heavy duty. Well, I'm gonna have to jump in and pull forward, I think. That's the inside of the toolbox. I upgraded my battery, so it's a little bit heavier duty. I had to modify the battery box a little bit. It's not totally finished, obviously, but the old battery was running like that, and it was like a Group 34, so a little bit smaller. I had to put some extensions on there and tape everything up. That's the remote for this one, and your hydraulic block there. That is the wireless remote, and then down there is a little 3-watt solar charger. I don't know what the heck that thing does other than maybe give a little bit of juice to keep it from going dead. I don't see how that would charge anything, but yeah, pretty cool. She's a big trailer. I don't know, what do you think of the trailer versus the old one there, Jesse? we're doing the YouTube video here. Yeah. What do you think of it? Come on, honest opinion.
Honest opinion?
Honest opinion.
It's the cat's ass.
Yeah. A little bit bigger than the other one though. This one's 20 feet. The other one was 16, so definitely notice it trying to back up. But I think the savings in tires, like, I mean, that in itself over a number of years, I mean, it's gonna bring the cost difference between the two trailers within, you know, closer dollar amount for sure, because the tri-axle setup on the old trailer we had there was going through tires quite quickly. They scrub a lot when you're turning, so it's not very good, you know, in tight cul-de-sacs and stuff like that. But I mean, you look at the axle setup on this thing, it's massive. So it's you know, the upgrade and, you know, strength and just capability between the old trailer, which was a 21,000 pound trailer, to this, it's just staggering. Like, it's really quite substantial. So far, very impressed. A few little things about it that I will say that were a bit of an annoyance. The old trailer had little holes here for hooking your chains in. So the tailgate there, you know, those chains are supposed to clip on to that. Well, I had one screw up and the chain popped up, and I was running the wireless remote and pulling forward, and the door swung open and of course I damaged that hinge, so I got to fix that. So that was quite frustrating. And then of course the other thing, they don't do a very good job with their design on these ramp pockets. So when you're loading a machine, all that weight is being supported by that tailgate, and the tailgate has already pulled away from the back of the floor of the box. So they really need to figure out a way to tie in the center portion of this tailgate to the main floor of the trailer to keep it from, you know, pulling away, because now there is enough of a gap that, you know, gravel would spill on the road when you've got material up against that tailgate. So I've got to fix that. And then the other thing, these trailers come with a couple of top bars that lock into these little holes here, and it's to keep the sides from blowing out, I guess. But I've taken them out just because I think they're more likely to get damaged, you know, having a big load of gravel dropped in it. Oh, and then the other thing that's kind of annoying about this thing versus the other trailers, the top bar on the gate, you have to unbolt it and take it right out in order to load a piece of equipment. Whereas the old gate, the hinge assembly and everything was part of the, well, the top bar was part of the top of the gate, so it would swing open with the doors. But yeah, that's what, the only things I can think about it that are, you know, kind of negatives. And then, oh, one other thing, you know, my other trailer has a 6-inch raised neck. I would highly recommend that anybody looking at a trailer get that raised neck. There's a tremendous amount of extra space in underneath here, you know, just for moving around if you're pulling stuff out of your lockbox or whatever, right? But more importantly is the distance between the tailgate and the reach there is, you know, substantially more, so you don't have nearly the same kind of risk of pinching it going up and down hills. Like going in and out of a gravel pit and stuff, I mean, with little off cambers and whatnot, I'm within 2.5–3 inches and looking at, you know, my mirrors, watching it, getting ready to hit the brakes, because it's quite unnerving to see that. But so I would never order another one of these without that. Well, lesson learned. And then the other thing too, these things, I didn't get extra toolboxes on the bottom side there, but I would not order another one of these without that, because this toolbox up here, as you can see, was pretty much packed with batteries and, you know, hydraulics and all that stuff. So if you need chains, you know, for moving stuff, definitely order one with a toolbox. They're not really well suited for moving equipment because of that top bar, so I wouldn't recommend one for that, but for hauling gravel, it's definitely a heck of a unit. Well, the trailer has 9.44 tons in it right now. The truck just, you know, handles the weight no problem. The trailer really does tow very well. You notice the difference with those duals and stuff over the tri-axle setup. The tri-axle setup wasn't bad, but when you're loaded up, you know, with like 7.5 tons or something, you can feel the weight a lot more. But the biggest thing that you'll notice going to these twin 15,000 pound axles is just the braking capacity. So with that tri-axle setup, so the 3 7,000 pound Dexter axles, I can have the brakes up to 10 on my gain and barely, I mean, it slows you down, right? I mean, they're working, but here, I'll give you a little bit of a brake application with the spike here. Like, you really feel it pulling just at 4. I mean, if I crank that up to 8, it's like jerks me. So, you know, there's a ton of added safety with that. So, I mean, for somebody that has like an F450 or an F550, you know, like cabin chassis or whatever, this setup is just perfect. It's pretty much, you know, spot on, balanced as far as, you know, what the truck can handle and tow. You know, you're not really left with a truck that can haul more than what the trailer can handle, and, you know, you're not left with a trailer that can, you know, haul a lot more than what the truck can handle. So, you know, if you're looking at like an F350 or something, I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, if you had an F350 dually, you know, with the lower gears, then definitely, by all means. But I think having the 430 gears with a trailer like this is really well suited. They're really beneficial. But, I mean, here I am. I'm cruising at 110. Not working it very hard at all. Just trying to clear the merge lane here on the road so that I'll plug the highway up, going up a bit of a hill. You can get an idea that the truck actually makes this quite drama-free. I mean, compared to a dump truck and pup, it's a lot more effortless. I mean, a loaded dump truck, even by itself without a loaded pup, I mean, you're bouncing around and you're feeling the weight and just the size of the vehicle a lot more. I mean, you're a little bit heavier. I'm maxing out with my registration at 19,300 kilograms. So for comparison, average dump truck and pup is about 25.5. So you're, you know, 6,000 and change kilograms anyways heavier than what this is, and you're not hauling 6,000 kilograms more gravel. I mean, an average dump truck, depending on the weight of the truck, can haul anywhere between 13 and 14 and a half tons, and I'm hauling 10.3 tons legally without any issues. If I filled my tidy tank up, then obviously that would go down a little bit. The trailer, you know, would potentially carry more if you had a truck that could haul more weight, but that's where I'm at as far as my axle capacities and my gross combined weight limit. But if you had a little 5-ton or something that was capable of, you know, having somewhere upwards, you know, 23,000 kilograms of gross combined weight, or over 50,000 pounds, then you could easily probably put in another 1.5 tons without any issues by putting the weight a little bit further forward on in the box and keeping that weight off of the trailer and putting more of it on the truck. But at 10 tons with this setup, I really don't have to worry about where that load is positioned in the trailer. I just basically have the loader operator center it over the trailer axles and then dump it, and there's no issues. So yeah, very happy with it so far. 4 tons in the box right now. I'll give you a little rundown on the wireless remote. So to get the remote to wake up, you got to press 1 and 2 together. If you didn't have the hydraulic jacks, then you'd only have a 2-button remote. So just like that, my fat fingers will work, and then 1 will raise it. I notice it kind of trips out a little bit as you get further away. Pretty good size load there. The gate's open there. You can see there that the trailer weight, according to this, is 9,340 pounds. When I weighed it, that actually was accurate, unlike my other one, which said it was 5,600 pounds, and there was no way it was over 7. It was about, if I remember right, about 7,600 pounds. Now this little sticker here means nothing. So this max cargo, I don't know why they put that on there. They basically would... All right, I'll try this again. I had a phone call, so it interrupted my video. So what I was saying was the trailer, they come with this tire and loading information sticker. Now the portion there that says the weight of the cargo should never exceed that particular amount, it doesn't mean anything. Not here in Canada anyways. I don't know what the rules are down in the US, but what that number represents is what the trailer, the max GVW of the trailer, which is 30,000 pounds, right? And then they subtract the weight of the trailer. It doesn't take into consideration the tow vehicle, because a certain percentage, say 20%, goes on the tow vehicle, right? And potentially more. I know the other trailer the Reach was rated for 9,500 pounds of pin transfer, right? So theoretically you could put 9,500 pounds on your tow vehicle, right? Which wouldn't be going on your trailer axles, thus increasing your total payload, right? So for me, with my truck, which is an F450, and I'm licensed to 19,300 kilograms, with a full tank of fuel and not much in my tidy tank, I can haul legally and not be overweight 10,300 kilograms, right? So that's a whole ton more than what this sticker says. So your mileage may vary depending on what your vehicle is, and also take into consideration the vehicle's gross combined weight limit. So for me, I'm not maxing out my truck at that. I can bump up the registration a couple hundred more kilograms and still have, you know, extra capacity, because I'm not over my trailer axles, I'm not over my truck. And yeah, so the trailer with this truck setup easily carries, you know, 10,300 kilograms. So if you had, say, a new one, say a regular cab F450, or like an F450 or 550 cab and chassis that was lighter than this truck, you could carry more weight based on that. So we'll finish the dumping here. It is a little bit slower, but you are carrying, you know, quite a bit more gravel. So I'm basically making, you know, 2 trips to what I would be doing, or sorry, I'm hauling 3 loads worth and 2 loads with this trailer versus my old trailer, pretty much. My old trailer, yeah, if I remember right, well, 7,600 kilograms was kind of where I would max out. That's a pretty substantial difference, over 3 tons. Well, just about, yeah, not bad anyways. Not quite 3 tons, but I better hop in the truck and pull forward. So I just finished greasing it as well. I use 5% moly grease, like it's an AMSOIL grease, and I had really good luck with it. It doesn't pound out. I mean, it might be beneficial to use a waterproof grease if you're, you know, in a really wet environment with a lot of rain. I may end up switching to a waterproof version of that grease during the winter if I'm using a lot. The hydraulic jacks are awesome. I mean, I can back right up and basically look at my camera there and just drop the jacks and away you go. The other thing about these jacks versus the 25K jacks, the 2-speed jacks that are on my other trailer, is that they look like they're quite a bit lighter. So, I mean, I don't know for sure, but they're not as heavy duty. They're 10,000 pounds a piece, whereas the other ones are, you know, over double. Okay, so everything's unhooked there. I'll show you the hydraulic jacks. One thing about these versus the manual jacks that you might find a bit of an annoyance is the fact that the legs aren't adjustable as far as having a drop leg. So that's one other thing. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's definitely something to consider, right? So I was lifting my truck up right now, yeah, and I am unhooked, but obviously not enough. So lower that back down. Oh, not quite clear, I can see that. All right, well, now that I have totally unlocked the gooseneck coupler there, should go up no problem. Easy as that. So definitely very handy. So here is a quick look at the manual jacks. So those are the 25,000 pound drop leg jacks, which are pretty good. That's on my other trailer, which is a 30,000 pound 34-foot hydraulic dovetail load trail as well. So, and this one has the raised neck, so I will drop this onto the truck and show you the height difference. trailer has a 6-inch raised neck, and you can see there's a tremendous difference. And there's a ton of room in back here. Like, I can walk underneath here, no problem. Absolutely no way I would order another one of these trailers without that raised neck. So one of these days I'll get to doing a review on this trailer as well. This trailer is awesome. It's got a 17,500 pound Smittybilt winch on there, got a light bar, multiple toolboxes, a hydraulic dovetail back here, which is just slick as all can be. It just goes down in a matter of seconds. It'll lift 10,000 pounds. I think it will carry 6,000 pounds on the dovetail, if I remember right. But I mean, that's a lot of weight, especially if you've got a track machine that's, you know, spread out between the dovetail and the main part of the deck. So it hauls my 8-ton excavator around, no problem. I can even put my little 1.7 ton on there as well, if I really juggle the weights properly. But yeah, very good trailer. If you want a trailer, go see these guys.